Extra! Real gold discovered out west. Read all about it. Riches are waiting.
In the spring of 1849, news spread across America of a discovery. Gold had been found in California, and thousands of people began preparing for the long journey west. Soon newspapers and travelers carried the news across the country, telling stories of rivers filled with gold and fortunes waiting to be discovered.
A fortune awaits!
By early 1849, the promise of California gold had reached small towns across Tennessee, including the farming community where the Carter family lived. Thomas Carter had spent his entire life farming this land just outside Murfreesboro, working the same soil his father once worked before him.
His wife Margaret managed the household and cared for their children, Samuel and young Emily.
Mama, is it ready yet?
Just a moment more.
Life on the farm was steady but difficult, and like many families of the time, the Carters rarely had money beyond what they needed to survive. One evening, Thomas sat at the kitchen table reading a newspaper describing the growing rush of people heading west toward California. Listen to this. We can't turn back now.
I know. We must go forward.
Then it's settled. We'll leave Tennessee, head west for the California gold.
A new beginning. I'm with you.
They would leave Tennessee behind and travel west in search of California gold. Preparing for the journey required selling many of their belongings and gathering supplies for months on the trail.
This plow's a fine one, $2. Done?
Careful with the flour barrel.
Thomas purchased a sturdy canvas-covered wagon and 2 strong oxen to pull it across the wilderness. They also packed tools they hoped would help them find gold when they finally reached California.
Wagon's loaded. We're ready.
In April of 1849, the Carter family joined a wagon train heading west with dozens of other hopeful travelers. Nearly 30 wagons gathered together, forming a traveling community bound for the distant Pacific coast. Traveling together offered protection and support on the long and uncertain road ahead. Dawn's here, time to cook. Right, this fire needs more wood. That should do it. The pot's ready? Good, the others are up too. Soon the wagons were hitched to the oxen and the slow march west began again. Most days, the wagon train traveled only 10 or 15 miles across rough and unfamiliar terrain. Weeks passed as the wagon train crossed the fertile lands of the Mississippi Valley. Eventually, the travelers reached the first great obstacle of their journey: the mighty Mississippi River. Crossing the river required loading the wagons onto ferries capable of carrying both livestock and supplies.
Giddy up!
On the far bank of the Mississippi, the true frontier began. The towns grew fewer and the land stretched endlessly toward the western horizon. Days grew hotter as the wagon train pushed deeper into the Great Plains. Sometimes thunderstorms swept suddenly across the open land. Heavy rain could turn the trail into deep mud that trapped the wagons for hours.
The rim's cracked. We need a brace.
I'll get the rope and tools.
Good. Boy, steady the hub.
Disease spread easily among crowded wagon trains during the gold rush years.
Easy now. Try to drink some water.
So thirsty.
Many travelers never reached California, their graves left beside the long western trail.
Despite the hardships, the Carter wagon continued steadily west.
By late summer, the towering Sierra Nevada mountains appeared on the distant horizon. These mountains formed the final barrier between the wagon trains and California. Climbing the steep passes pushed both animals and travelers to their limits.
Push together now, steady.
I'm trying, it's so heavy. I can help more.
That's it. Keep going.
We're almost there.
But after nearly 5 months on the trail, the Carter family finally crossed the mountains.
We're almost there.
Look at that valley!
Wow.
Below them lay the valleys of California. And somewhere within those rivers, the gold they had traveled so far to find. For families like the Carters, the journey itself had already changed everything.
Look there, the camp. It's bigger than I dreamed.
We've come so far, I hope it's worth it.
When they reached the mining camps, the Carters discovered a chaotic world of tents and rough wooden buildings. Thousands of hopeful prospectors had already arrived.
The river's just ahead. Keep moving.
Some would strike it rich.
I got it, Skulls. Bold.
But most would work for months hoping for even a small discovery. They had crossed 2,000 miles of wilderness together. Their story was now part of the Great Migration that shaped the American West. To find riches in America was hard, but whether the pioneering explorers and gold hunters hit a lucky strike or a losing streak, they were all a rich part of what makes gold one of the most historic metals.